joined here today by Quincy Yang, the CFO of Coffee Meets Bagel. Quincy, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. I think if it's all right with you, we're going to go ahead and just dive right into the first question. What were the biggest pain points and challenges that you faced when you first joined Coffee Meets Bagel, and how did the airCFO team help address some of those pain points?
So the biggest pain points I had when I first joined the company and how airCFO helped was first and foremost the financial model of the company. I needed to get a firm grasp of our cash flow as soon as possible as a small startup. So I needed airCFO's help to build a very robust financial model, including income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. And airCFO built a very robust Google Sheet model that I use nearly every day now to help our company forecast our cash flow.
Awesome. And could you just elaborate a little bit around the value that your team derives from the financial model that we've built out for you, and how you leverage it in the day-to-day to make better strategic decisions at your company?
First of all, it creates a lot of transparency to our executive team on how our financials are doing. It allows me to have a finger on the pulse at any given moment what is happening with the financials of our company. And it's a live view that I can pretty easily communicate to our executive team how we're doing from a revenue and cost perspective and how much our cash runway is going to last.
What is the one specific aspect of working with airCFO that you found most beneficial to you as the CFO of a fast-growing startup?
The single most valuable thing that airCFO has brought to Coffee Meets Bagel is that the team is extremely flexible, and so I feel I can reach out to my main contacts at airCFO at any given time, at any given hour, and that creates a tremendous value for a startup like ours. We're moving pretty quickly, but we also want to contain our costs, so I don't want to have a very large internal team I'd rather our company focus more on engineering and product, and having my team and my financial agency, airCFO, focus more on the financial component. So I don't want to have to worry about having that in-house right now.
That makes complete sense. And what has your team done with the time and money that you save by partnering with a company like airCFO as opposed to building out an in-house finance and accounting function from scratch?
Yeah, so with all the time and money we've saved working with airCFO, we've been able to focus a lot more on analyzing the numbers and focusing more on the strategy that the financials inform. So I'd rather have myself and my team focus more on strategy and executing and analyzing the numbers, and less so on the mechanics of actually building the financial model and closing the books.
Fantastic. Would you recommend airCFO to an early stage founder or finance leader who's looking for help with building their finance and accounting function? And if so, are there any specific reasons that you would give as to why you would recommend them?
Absolutely, yes. The reason is this: airCFO is very responsive, they're very flexible, and I find them to be very knowledgeable about both accounting and finance. And it allows me and my team to scale a lot more easily, as opposed to worrying about hiring people myself and managing them myself. And I think for a small startup like ours, we need that flexibility to be very nimble, but also not burden the company with a lot of G&A and financial cost. So yes, I would highly recommend airCFO to other companies like us in our startup situation. Yeah,
that's a really great way of putting it. And I would just really quickly respond to that by saying that CMB has been a very dynamic startup over the couple of years that Deval and I have worked with you. And it's been really great to be able to navigate through the ups and downs and the various initiatives that you've undertaken over the last couple of years, and to see the growth and the profitability that you've even shown it's been a really gratifying thing from our side. So we're really glad to have been able to participate in it. Moving along to our second to last question here. What is one thing you'd want someone who's considering using airCFO to know about our services?
The company is very intelligent, very knowledgeable about finance and accounting, but also very flexible. And I think that is very much needed for a small startup looking to scale their operations.
Great. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about your experience with airCFO, or anything else that you would want the internet to know about working with airCFO that may be helpful?
The other thing I'd like to add about airCFO is that they are very partnership driven. So the company has worked with me very closely, and there are a lot of things that have changed over the years for us. And the team has worked with us to be very flexible with new technology as the space continues to evolve from a tools and technology perspective. And I've appreciated that partnership as we've continued to streamline our processes and improve efficiency and try to lower our costs as we improve and scale our revenue.
Great. Well, that was all the questions that I had. Quincy, thank you so much for joining us today. I really enjoyed hearing a little bit about your experience with airCFO, and we are really happy to have Coffee Meets Bagel as a client.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.